And we are back from our little break. The characters at this moment are still riding in the limousine with a band member from Blessed Damnation Caucus. From what you guys can tell, he either seems to be a very ugly Deva or a very nonchalant Maquette.
Hey, buddy, you got
Bro,
any drinks in here?
We got some Synthacel there. There's also some other drinks too, but we can't stomach that.
Well, I sure can. Mind if I get a sip?
Go ahead.
Hmm.
You
Trent's
go in.
looking.
You go and you open the little mini fridge there, and there's Synthacel Classic as well as Synthacel Ecstasy.
ecstasy.
I haven't tried these kinds yet. Ecstasy sounds like a liberal's drink. I'll go with the classic.
Ecstasy is pretty good. I'd suggest you try it, bro.
All right.
Seizure on the floor.
Okay, you go and you pop it open on the bottle tap that's there, and there's a nice sort of crisp bubbling to it, and you take a sip.
Yeah.
You take a sip, and it feels very cool and very sweet going down, almost like a wine cooler. You kind of close your eyes for a bit and then reopen them, and all the colors suddenly seem more vibrant, more colorful than before.
That's a bit of a girl's drink, if you ask me, but it's not bad.
It gets better. Just wait till you finish the bottle. You'll be seeing all sorts of weird shit. The shit makes you hallucinate a bit, but it's all good. It's kind of fun in a way. Like this one time I drank so much ecstasy, I saw like this weird sort of hedge thing, and then like there were all these like there were all these weird like centaur guys with hooves and spears. It was
I
trippy.
try to cut him off. Hey,
Trent's mouth is just gaping open, like, oh my god, what? And he starts.
But then
gulping
again,
down.
I drink gallons of this. He laughs a bit.
You're quite the glutton.
He just gives a shrug.
hey, bro. I say to Carcass. You know where we headed?
Yeah, we're going to the Ravencrest Manor. It's where we're staying while we're here in town.
Is that where Dracula lives?
No, it's old property that's owned by Devon, or at least Devon's family, his old family.
They own it forever.
I couldn't hear you, Russell. I'm sorry.
They own it forever.
I still couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
They- Ah, get up off the ground. They own it forever, or
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. You'd have to talk to Devon about that. It's his place. He just shrugs. He knows
Whatever.
more about it than me.
Who the hell's this Devon guy?
Lucia turns to him.
And blushes.
No. Lucia just turns to
Bye.
Lucia just turns to him and goes, "He's the lead singer of the band Blessed Damnation."
Yeah, they ain't bad. Is he the
Ap-
singer?
After a
Oh,
few
what'd you say?
moments, yeah,
Sorry.
he's the lead singer. After a few moments, you guys come to this large sort of iron cast gate. It sort of swings open slowly. The limo pulls inside, and there's at least, maybe a good couple of acres before you get to the main part of the house. The car pulls around sort of the enclave before stopping, and Cargus opens the door. Come on in.
Step out with a thanks, brah.
After both Trent and Tybalt step out, Lucia does the same.
All right. The driver gets out and closes the door. You can actually see the driver's short sort of a guy. He kind of looks almost dwarfed, and he kind of hobbles around a bit. His eyes seem kind of wide and wild. He's like, and he closes the door. Have fun.
Trent makes a spit take with the with the synthesol when he sees that guy.
Carcass wipes his fro.
Hey, don't waste it, bro. He wipes it off and then licks it off. And
I'm sorry.
I look with disgust at the spit take and the dwarf man.
Lucia is just calm. Let him have his fun. She will just kind of nod and just wait for them to go on so she can follow.
Yes, turn on heel
So,
and
the main doors open and they're these large sort of oaken doors. You can tell that these are doors that have been, hand crafted just for this manner. They say Ravencrest across the very top before they were parted open. Inside, there's a long sort of marble staircase, and you can instantly hear the sound of music being played. Carcass, of course, leads you on. Every once in a while, you'll pass a couple of portraits of, some people, maybe the previous owners of the house. Until you come into the main entranceway. You can see that the band is currently performing and playing, and it seems as though the girl that Lucia had encountered earlier, who didn't seem to say or do much, she's actually taking Carcass's place and playing bass for this particular song, since he had been sent on an errand.
Which he had just completed.
Yes. And I will go ahead and pause for a minute.
This place is great. Lucia, look at all these colors.
Great, now we're gonna have...
As he says, making a reference to the colors, even though it's painfully obvious, there's a very black and white and maybe a couple of red velvet carpet across the area. Thick velvet drapes as well, but there's not that many colors here.
It's certainly very aesthetic.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
After the band actually finishes performing, the members go and they kind of hang up or put down their instruments, and Devin turns to him and he's like, "Yeah, go ahead and take 5, guys. I need to take care of something."
Take care of something, he says.
Mm-hmm. He goes and he walks over to Lucia, and then he looks to the rest of you. I take it this is the rest of your coterie.
Why, yes, this would be them. To my left is my student and current ward, Mr. Trenton Maxton. And to my left is my associate, Mr. Charles Tybalt, a funder of my research.
Ah. He goes and he extends his hand out.
Trent doesn't even see that because he's facing the other way, staring up at the ceiling.
Shake hand.
Nice firm handshake. I like that. He must be a Carthian too.
Around those circles, yes.
You seem to have the certain finesse that goes along with it.
Can't hear you.
A certain finesse that goes along with it.
Sorry.
Is that better?
Lucia.
Yellow?
Hello?
Sorry, John. I interrupted. Can you repeat that? Because I lost volume.
Okay, is everything back? Everything normalized?
Yeah.
Okay, he had just commented on Russell's handshake. He said, "You have a very firm handshake. You must be a Carthian." I can tell because we run in similar circles. Something to that extent. I don't remember my exact words.
Okay, sorry.
And he
No,
commented
that's all
on
right.
my shoes and how awesome they were.
Oh, yes, those are lovely shoes.
Yes, I got them just yesterday.
At which point, Lucia just kind of gently coughed and kind of drawled Devin's attention and said, I assume this is about Sarah?
No, this is about her. He goes and, no, but let's not do this here. He goes and he motions for you guys to follow him, and he kind of leads you out of the sort of main area where they're practicing into another room where there seems to be a bar set up. There's some couches. He goes, you guys should be relaxed.
I think I'd feel more relaxed if I knew exactly what it is we were doing.
He goes and he sits back in a chair. He folds his fingers in front of him. Okay. Let's just say somehow somebody got on her radar.
Look back at the other two.
Lucia is looking at Devin, and I go, so my assumption was correct?
I would assume as such, yes. What was that assumption?
Our dealings with an associate of hers has drawn her eye to her.
Well, let's just say that she is very possessive of those things she considers her property.
I can tell.
He quirks a brow a little, perplexed by the response.
Would you be considered property?
I could be considered a great number of things. But let's just say me and her have a understanding of sorts. I'm different than those that she has under her.
More valuable.
No, different. Her magics do not work on me as well as she would hope.
That is rather interesting.
Yes, it frustrates her and excites her at the same time. It's strange.
I don't suppose, then, that I couldn't coerce you to help my own research, then, could I?
He quirks a brow.
A defense.
Well, he goes and he closes his eyes for a minute and he opens them, his eyes flashing orange for a second, and then they kind of dissipate. He gets up and he walks over to Lucia. His eyes lock with hers for a minute as he looks her over. I can tell you've done something very naughty.
At this point, Lucia is going to do, assuming the exact same thing, and activate Auspix 2.
Mm-hmm. You can look at his aura. His aura seems to be flashing shades of pink, as well as violet is in there, with a little bit of, let me see, what else would be appropriate? With
Jasmine.
a little bit, with a little bit of a deepish red.
Deep red?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
He goes, "You've done something very naughty."
I'm afraid it was a little out of my control, and as a result it has drawn her eye on me.
I'll snort from wherever I'm sitting.
Okay, you actually see Devin reach out, and he places his finger against Lucia's lips. He traces them for a bit, lifting her lip as if to inspect her fangs. The connection has already been made. You see, she likes to keep a two-way mirror between those she considers her property. That way she can feel what they feel, see what they see. Sort of a betrayal mechanism, or lack thereof, to keep them in place.
I suppose the only question I have in mind is, if she can see and feel, can she think?
She can think very well, yes. She
So-
can implant thoughts, suggestions, motivations.
But can she read?
She can do more than read. If this does not get addressed soon for you,
which is why
He
you may
goes.
be of some assistance.
He goes and he leans forward. She could do much worse than you think. If her righting your senses bothers you, just think for a second what she can do if she can entirely right your body. It's not a good sensation to know that your body has been used as a toy for someone else. Your very essence cast down.
And I believe that is where you come in.
He goes and he smiles a bit, his finger still tracing over Lucia's cheek before he pulls it back. Yes. Luckily, the Ravencrest Manor is some degree of warding against her particular magics. I had a friend do this for me. I'll give you her name and you can go see her. She has subtle skills when it comes to breaking certain links. She was the one that helped me overcome this link, although I doubt Josephine is aware of it.
At the mention of Josephine, Lucia will ever so casually look towards Charles and Trent, and then just give that "I told you so" smile.
I'm shooting it right back. I already knew all this. Dang it.
What? You sounded real muffled, Russell.
I'm laying down again. I'm getting lazy.
Oh, okay.
Stop being lazy.
Yes, sitting up again. I'm shooting the "I told you so" look right back.
And Trent's talking with the house cat.
Quietly, though.
Yeah.
Afterwards, she'll turn back to him. I don't suppose I could impose just a little further on you, then?
What did you have in mind?
This assistance that you acquired, did it boost a natural condition, or did it only grant you your current state?
It was something that was done to me that broke a certain connection, but still left me with enough of a connection, or at least a mock connection, to where she does not question my motives. It's like a slave who has access to the key to get out of their prison, but is fearful to use it. Because if they do, well, they risk exposing the fact that they have access to this key. Instead, they must bide their time and wait. The only problem with our kind is, well, we have forever.
I don't suppose Pandora's box needs to be opened in order for this assistance to be ascertained.
No, in fact, I would be wary of that creature. That is one of her most interesting toys.
You make it sound as though she's finding the words to say this is just such a hassle. But rather, she's explored routes that I've studied.
It's possible. She's been around a lot longer than me. And
Under the sun. Mumble, sorry.
let's just say, as long as I've been around, there's things that she does that can make my skin curl. And very little scares me nowadays.
I suppose all that is left then is a matter of your associate who may or may not be of some assistance.
I believe she will, but she has a steep price.
Any price can be paid.
Good. You have to understand why I couldn't talk to you openly like I wanted to before. It's difficult when,
The eye is upon you.
yes, when the eye is upon you, the ear, the mouth, the tongue.
Hot.
It's... Through me, she still has the connection, so you can still see through me except in this location. It's bad reception she attributes it to, and I humor her in that regard. But her oath of blood no longer holds me.
What manner of oath is it?
You know,
Kruak? Lancia?
It is a strange, ancient Kruak ritual, at least the one that she performed on her servants. It's an refined form of iniculum, so she claims, to where one's not just will is bound, but their soul as well. And seeing as how you've done something naughty, he goes and he smirks, that soul is still inside of you, swimming around until it gets fully digested. But you see, that in and of itself becomes a problem, because now, not only can she see through her, she also sees through you, and that connection can be reestablished, sacrificing that soul in place of your own. In other words, she might have found a way to write off the initial ritual and pass it on to you directly.
So her minions' bonding has passed on to me.
For now it's temporary, but if it's not treated, it might become possible. If she can devise a way to transcend the initial ritual into the new possessor of the servant's soul, then yes.
Then I do believe it would pay to see your associate post haste.
Yes. I can't go there anymore myself. She watches me too closely. He goes and he reaches behind the counter of the bar and he pulls out a business card. The business card says, "The spider's web for all you creatures of the night." And it has the address and the phone number, so forth, so forth.
Lucia looks it over for a moment, pretty much dedicates it to memory and then hands it back.
Devin seems a little perplexed at this, and he's like, "Okay. I guess you don't need the card."
It's not a matter of not needing the card, it's a matter of learning what's on it and then not keeping a paper trail.
Oh. Well, I suppose even you have gifts that I'm not aware of. Interesting.
I don't suppose then I might impose on you once more?
Go ahead. You are my guest here. What more can I do for you?
It's a rather big imposition.
Well, he kind of says with a slight smirk, "I'm a rather big guy."
At the moment, I must address this affliction, but later on I must investigate into a matter of business, and it would possibly be to my associate's benefits if there's any passing information of your mistress we can ascertain.
What do you wish to know? I can tell you all I can. Like I said, in this area, we're warded.
I suppose we simply need to know her plans for the prince and the oncoming storm.
Well, she has told me little about her plans.
Lucia smiles for a moment and goes, "A word of advice, if I may be so bold. A door once opened is a two-way passage."
Perhaps. But let's just say it is within my power to close it. I just need to wait for the right moment.
If she is busy, would it be possible to open and peek in?
If you wish to venture down that route, then I will pray for your soul. And I am not a religious man.
I suppose then we must away.
Of course, and remember, you're welcome here anytime you need to stay. It's warded for now. It is safe. He goes and he smiles before bidding you adieu. If
Lucia.
you so need to go.
Lucia bows and then turns to her companions. I do believe we've conducted our business.
Yes. Stand up. Let us
Punch
Weren't
in
you
the
already
face.
standing?
A punch in the face.
Let us be going then. I prefer to be gone out of this place as quickly as possible.
Trent, come.
Yeah, I'm coming. What the hell do they put in this stuff? Trent throws the bottle in a trash can.
A little smoke cloud comes shooting out.
Not quite.
Oh, we came here in the limo. I say as we march towards the doors.
That's no problem. And then Lucia dials a taxi.
Yes.
Okay, the taxi would of course come to pick you up, but it will probably be a few minutes before it gets out here. Seeing as how the Ravencrest Manor is a few miles outside city limits for various reasons.
Before, oh, shit.
Yes.
Okay. The taxi does arrive, alright.
It'll take a couple of minutes.
Alright. I need to go. I need to convene with Mr. Maddox for a second. Beyond the earshot of Miss Cole.
Are we leaving already?
Well, yes, that's why we left the room.
This place is growing on me.
Really. But, step over here a second, actually, Mr. Maddox.
All right, Charles. You know, I was just talking to the cat in the living
Yes.
room, and
You were eating their cat, and as soon as we're out of earshot, I stopped talking about the freaking cat.
Is this right in front of Lucia?
No. Basically, Lucius walking off like a few steps ahead of him, and he's kind of slowing down, like making a gap between the pair.
Exactly, and then we're talking quietly.
Alright. Lucia's gonna activate heightened senses.
You noticed us doing that?
She usually follows behind you guys. If you start doing that, that's suspicious
I had
behavior.
to tie all 5 of my shoes, Cole.
Lucia, can you just give us a minute?
If y'all, she's walking. If y'all follow her, then whatever. But the fact of the matter that she's actually leading. She's actually activated heightened senses.
So that knife I'm putting in her shoulder blades will.
And we activate subtle actions.
Oh, the perfect.
We activate the code of silence.
Where's that from? That's from.
Get smart.
That's the one. Dead smart. Anywho.
Well, can we try to make opposed be quiet rolls while Mr. Henry makes heightened sense rolls?
Heightened senses just activate.
Yeah. Heightened sense is just activate.
Oh,
You don't need to roll. There's no roll necessary for that. But what you can roll is a manipulation plus stealth.
Subterfuge.
It depends. Are you guys whispering, or are you guys just trying to be subtle with what you're talking about?
I'm whispering.
Both.
I have to speak plainly because I'm talking to Maddox.
Okay, then. Then it would be a
Burn.
presence plus
It's
stealth.
not a burn. It's a statement of fact.
Are we both making this roll?
Well,
Are you
It's-
going to whisper or are you going to shout?
Yeah,
What?
Trent's following. His mirror neurons are just conforming to the moment.
1,000.
So you said I'm rolling it too?
Well, for right now, what's his name?
Just Charles.
Yeah, just Charles.
3 successes.
Okay.
Okay, so as we're walking, just going to slow down to a whisper. As I said before, I'm not going to whisper because it's already apparently hard to hear me. But as I said in the room before, Mr. Maddox, I don't trust this man's words. I think we have to take our actions now to ensure the safety of your master. I had mentioned to you before that I have a secondary contact, and I believe they will also be able to supply the safety that this man promised. But I think we can guarantee an actual safety as opposed to an ambush or an implant, as I suspect this man was going to do. But I'm going to need your assistance in this matter to get her there safely. She'll assume subterfuge if we try anything out of the matter, and she may react unkindly. Do I have your approval in this? I'm going to say that the last bit silently and hold out my hand in a yes-no Roman gladiator-style gesture so that it doesn't have to whisper. Because I got 3 successes.
Trent
Successes.
Trent winks a big wink, and then he goes.
Hey, Lucia, guess what?
Now, I'm a little confused here. They just kind of pulled back and started walking like a little slowly, and then started whispering. But she activated heightened senses.
I'm not done.
Well,
done.
no, hold on.
He's going to be way more subtle. He's going to release a wagon and shoot birds.
No, I'm not done. Trent then speaks. He winks at Charles, but then he speaks really loudly so that Lucia can hear. It was just one cat. They
But
can
it
get
wasn't-
another one.
But it wasn't your cat, and you didn't even ask permission to eat it.
Whatever. He starts wiping the fur off his lips,
Ugh, it's an animal. It's foul.
and they catch back up with Lucia.
I don't. I continue as if it was something casual. My legs.
Okay, then. Pretty much what Lucia hears, as she activates heightened senses, she's only able to pick up bits and pieces. Trap, ambush.
I didn't say any of those words.
You did say trap.
I said trap.
And you did say ambush.
Say trap.
You did say ambush.
Did I say ambush?
Yes.
Shit.
Trap, ambush, and approval. and then thumbs up sound.
Did I say evil?
Trap, bad, Punji Pit, Acme, Wile E. Coyote.
Lucia speaks up, none too subtly. Tybalt, if you plan a betrayal, at least do it in front of my face and not my back.
No.
It's unseemly for a venture to play at Maquette games.
Cole, you assume I plan betrayal when I plan your salvation, I say, as the cab is yet to arrive.
By this time, you can see the cab starting to pull up along the gated area.
This man, I say, pointing back towards the mansion, is not to be trusted at all. I'd rather not say it to you at all, but I suppose I have no choice since you assume I'm going to enact ill will upon you, of which I have no need or desire to do so. Why would this man, who claims cowardice and fear, reveal all this to you? Not only that, but possess a warded area. If he is so subtly bucking his master's control, and yet he possesses such a large area that is warded from that master's control. And then we have you, a second, who apparently also has the similar control, who steps into this ward and suddenly also disappears from the map. Frankly, I don't think this is the best option at all, and I don't trust his source. I suspect that he is loyal to his original ties, as opposed to the stranger he met mere 2 days ago, who has no relation, tie, or allegiance to.
Well, letting the cat out of the bag is a whole lot easier than getting her back in, so... What do you think, Lucia?
I have a contact who can provide you the exact same warding, I suspect, as this man supposedly promised.
Lucia smiles and goes, "You must be a disgrace to your clan, Tybalt, for he is an outsider and he has been with her long, but don't you know of power struggles, and don't you know of webs and webs upon machinations? I figured you, a Ventru, who would know this as though it were second nature, would assume that, of course, I know I'm being played. I'm being played on 3 fronts, perhaps 4. I'm being played by you. I'm being played by him. I'm being played by his master. And I'm being played by my own covenant."
You certainly don't seem to act in this call.
That's the secret.
Oh, of course, the secret. I say, waving hands high in the air. The secret that caused you to grab a midnight snack, indulge in ultimate sins, and reveal yourself so readily to the sheriff, to engage in arguments, to reveal yourself to this man, say, flashing back, and to tithe yourself unnecessarily to country bumpkins. If she looks away for a second, I will...
Lucia raises an eyebrow and goes, "Are you losing composure, sir? I do believe that not only in one fell sentence you have insulted both the intelligence of my student and myself, but also that of his raising and my intelligence."
I question the entirety of this entire system, Miss Cole. I question the entirety of the system that you tied yourself upon. I question that this city relies itself upon.
I am not from Eden.
But you obey its rules, you follow its conceptions, you listen to its prince.
The first movement of survival is adaptation.
Something that this society has long since failed to learn.
Lucia smiles and just goes, "But isn't that what the Carthian movement is all about? Evolution."
Okay. I forgot to mention this at the beginning of this discussion. Never mind. I would have noted it if it had happened. Any emerald green eye changes, but yes, the Carthians are all about evolution, Miss Cole. But not...
And in order to want to ascertain oneself from predators, one must blend, one must grow, one must adapt, and then change.
As you Meckets do, forever hiding in the shadows, forever claiming, biding for the proper moment, biding for your true chance, when all you ever do is hide in your shadows and make your little plots and have your little schemes. Gathering secrets for no good but your own.
No good but my own?
Yes.
Do you fail to remember that it was you who came to me asking for information on Synthesol, which I dug for you and have provided and will be continuing to provide? Is it not that same information that I am using to provide my student closure with his mortal life and access to a more comfortable life in his new situation?
Yes, entirely selflessly, Miss Cole. You're right. What an egalitarian.
All right.
But by this time, Trin goes, "Stop it! Stop it! You're fighting!"
That's exactly what I was gonna do. You bastard.
I hate you when you fight. It's always like this when we're on vacation.
Mommy, Daddy, why are you fighting?
We're not fighting, we're arguing.
He says you city slickers need to cool it. I propose we stick together for a little while longer while we figure out what the hell's going on.
Then I would assume that Tybalt would need to stop at his lowly shadow games and come forth with us and share with what he may have, instead of playing Venturet Maquette.
Do you seek it, Miss Cole? Do you want my help and information?
Only if it's worthwhile.
Very well then. I open the cab door that I assume has arrived by this point.
Yeah, actually, the cab driver's been waiting quite patiently.
Wave into the cab.
And Lucius will step in.
Mr. Maddox, I apologize for the comment.
All right.
Hey, you'll always be a city slicker to me. No harm taken.
I look sideways as if trying to decide whether it's a compliment or not.
Like, how dare you, sir?
How dare you?
He just slaps you on the back.
With a vigor of 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh,
Whee!
Anywho, you guys all pile in. The cab driver goes and he turns to you. Where you folks headed?
Okay. I give the address of what was the communal Elysium called?
Excuse me. The Natural History Museum.
No, the neutral Elysium for everybody.
Oh, the Purgatory.
Because I have to call my contact again, and I assume we're just going to head there unless something else changes. That's where we meet anyway. So.
Okay, go ahead and make a. This should be a roll for that. She might be busy.
What a loser! She doesn't wait on beck and call.
Of course not.
What a loser!
What a loser! What a loser! I'll say go ahead and roll your socialize plus your contact.
Okay, socialize. Where's that? There it is. 2, 3.
Big money, big money.
Call up my homies. One success.
Okay, the phone rings a bit. But we'll go ahead and take a short little break.